Okay, this video is New Year's resolutions for 2025. And basically, the thing to do to become healthy and skinny and look your best is to become a low-fat, low-sodium vegan. So low in fat, the fat you don't even have to think about it. If you just eat the right foods, your fat will automatically be pretty low. It'll probably end up somewhere around 5% of your diet. 100% organic if possible, especially it's most relevant for organic not to eat corn or soy or beans or oatmeal, for example, because they're spread with pretty powerful herbicide pesticides. You should only have single ingredient foods, just one ingredient, because whenever there's a second ingredient, they could potentially put MSG, MFG in there or do other things with the food. So, and the whole foods are going to have a single ingredient. You know, the best foods usually don't even have a label on them, you know. Okay, what this ends up being is about 85% complex carbohydrates, about 10% protein, and about 5% fat. If you go up to around 80-10-10, that's fine as well. 80% complex carbohydrate, 10% fat, 10% protein, 10% of calories from protein, 10% of calories from fat. It's best to not eat anything with MSG or MFG in it. MSG is monosodium glutamate flavoring, or MFG, manufactured free glutamate, where they just break up the amino acids, the proteins into individual amino acids, and there's lots of glutamate in them because it's a stimulant and it's a flavorant, and it makes you eat more of the food that predispose you to obesity. No artificial sweeteners; those cause problems with insulin resistance, predisposing to increased risk of diabetes. No high fructose corn syrup also increases risk of diabetes. No caffeine. You want to work towards quitting all caffeine. And I realize most people are not going to want to do this, but I'm just telling you, this is the best you could do that I'm aware of. And I want to do the best that I can do. This is what I do routinely. No caffeine, no alcohol, no tobacco, no MJ. So that's the ideal diet for optimizing health. And I realize for a lot of people, this is a major, big change. You don't have to do it. I'm just letting you know what optimal is. And some people say, well, this is a little bit different than McDougall. And yeah, I would say McDougall's trying to get typically older people who are sick and to get them healthy again. So he's not going to push quite as hard as I'm pushing here. I'm pushing for what's optimal, okay? And the bigger the change you make, the faster you will see improvements. This will push your weight towards optimal. This will push your total cholesterol towards optimal, your blood pressure towards optimal, your insulin resistance, insulin sensitivity towards optimal. If you're taking any medications, you need to let your doctor know, because you're probably going to have to titrate down your dosages. You almost certainly are. Otherwise, you could have problems. But I'm just helping you square away New Year's resolution. On the next page, we'll now talk about what you should be doing if you want to try to accomplish this. Just try it. I'd recommend try it for 3 months, okay, at least 2 months, and see what happens. So the first month, I would say the next couple of days, you just want to watch lectures on becoming a vegan. I have a lecture, I'm going to run it probably tomorrow, on how to start becoming a vegan. I'll run some other lectures on why you would want to do that. But start watching lectures on that. This month I'm going to specialize in lectures on chronic dietary diseases, obesity, and weight loss. I would say start experimenting with the common starches and figure out which one you like to satisfy your hunger. Starches are the best foods to satisfy hunger. Healthiest food in the world is sweet potatoes. You might want to eat those. Regular potatoes are really good. White rice is really good. They all have 1% of calories from fat. The lower the percentage of calories from fat, the faster you get skinny. Beans are also a good food. Lentils in particular have the lowest fat, about 3% of calories from fat. Black beans, about 4% of calories from fat. Those will help make you skinny fast if that's your goal. The garbanzos are about 13% fat. Soy is about 37 to 40% fat. Soy is real fat. I recommend never eat soy. That's a topic for another day. I get a bunch of lectures about that. Quinoa and oatmeal, those are good foods. They should be organic though. They're a little higher in fat. Carrots, wheat, millet, barley, rye, squash, whatever. Experiment with these starches to find the one you like. Starch is a plant food that's a polymer or glucose wrapped in fiber. Try different fruits and veggies to decide which ones you're also going to enjoy eating. Consider getting the junk food out of the house. As Chef AJ used to say, if it's in your house, it's in your mouth. Get a water filter. It's good to have at least a carbon filter because that'll remove estrogenic chemicals. Estrogens are fat storage hormones, so they'll tend to predispose you to gaining weight. Reverse osmosis is more powerful, but you can pretty much only put that like in the kitchen, like under the kitchen sink is sort of ideal for that. Carbon, you can have a whole house carbon water filter. That's a little more expensive, but that gets the chlorine out of the house. You need chlorine to get the water to your house or move the bacteria, but it's nice to have it out. That also will remove the estrogenics from all the water in the house. A little bit is transdermally absorbed when you shower, for example. Get adequate sleep. If you're sleep deprived, then you're going to be stressed because it raises the same hormones as stress, and caffeine does the same thing. So adequate sleep also helps you to maintain optimal body weight and optimize your health. Get some exercise, at least do walking. Just do little tricks to walk. Like, for example, I always take the stairs instead of elevators. Have a sense of purpose in your life that improves your health, improves your resilience. Consider becoming religious if you're not. If you need a book to read, this is the best book, Case for Christ by Lee Strobel, if you're interested in Christianity. So anyways, I'm going to have a whole bunch of lectures this whole month on losing weight, optimizing body weight, getting started as a vegan and whatnot, and why that's a good idea to do it. So I hope this is helpful to you.